Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Coffee Break, and welcome back to the CoffeeCast Procast Edition, where I am going to be featuring a best of 3 between Monchi, who is our green Protoss, spawning on the bottom left side of this map here of, I believe it's TSLPolt. Yep, indeed. And on the top right side, we do have TSLPolt, who, he's really good, really good, doesn't really get tournament results. I mean, he's one of those players who, for a little while there, was a really big Terran and was super powerful, and has fallen out a little bit. A lot of players actually we've been seeing doing that, and if I were to bet odds, I'd give it to Polt in this best of 3 series. But I don't really know much about Monchi. I know that I've seen his games on the replay sites quite often, so obviously he's got to be fairly decent. This best of 3 series is from the Zotac Cup, which I looked up, and I believe it's just some sort of daily or weekly online tournament that players can compete in for cash prizes. So I know a couple of the sites that I go to actually use Zotac Cup replays almost exclusively, so I do keep an eye on those. Occasionally you'll see kind of big players come up like Polt. So I assume that these are going to be fairly good games, because I see Monchi once again. He's up there constantly, so obviously he's a very good player, making it pretty far in that tournament fairly often. So PvT, Talor Mulder, cross spawn positions. Probably not going to see much in the way of drop play. Apparently we are going to be seeing a super early Nexus out of Monchi, though. That is, I think, the earliest Nexus I have ever seen out of a Protoss player. A 16 Nexus is ridiculously early. I mean, normally the macro cheese is a 17 Nexus. I mean, Monchi's just going all out for it, and he's going to be really happy to find that his opponent has spawned cross position and not close by, well, quote unquote close by ground. I really don't think that there's anything close by ground on Talor Mulder. I mean, even the close by ground is a fairly long rush distance. Polt is going to be doing the standard wall off. You could go ahead, drop a command center inside here. Looks like he's going to go ahead and put it on the outside, however, just right onto this base. Going to save whatever little mining time possible, but it is going to allow Monchi to go ahead and scout that out, unfortunately. But it's a give and take thing. It's not going to be too big of a deal, as these kind of things are fairly expected, and even just getting shot up by these Marines here are going to kind of indicate this. I don't think that he actually saw it. No, he did not. No, he did not. You can just kind of see his sight range there. Look at how close. He was right here. Look at how close that is to seeing that command center. That is ridiculously close. However, the 16 Nexus is kind of paying off in the fashion that his Nexus is done and getting chrono boosted, pushing out probes. The command center was only at about 33% finished when that Nexus finished. So he's going to have quite the economic upgrade right there. Gonna need to be careful not to die to any sort of early push, though. We do see 2 additional barracks being dropped down onto the map now. Quite a few Marines being made. However, there are no Vespian guys are taken yet, so we're not going to see any sort of, stim concussive timing push, but just lots and lots of Marines by themselves can do quite a bit of damage. On the other side, on the flip side of things, Stalkers very good against Marines in that early game, and I don't know, things are just kind of wide open for Monchi right now, because he does have that economic lead. We see 32 to 22 harvesters. He has gas. His opponent doesn't. He's going to start being able to tech up. I mean, he has his 3rd geyser taken now. And so we're going to see him drop 2 additional gateways. I wouldn't be surprised to see robotics as well fairly shortly, as I think that would be the most viable thing at this point in time, just to be able to bust down the bunker out front that I guess he technically does not know about. We do have this pylon going up, so it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing a gateway push. I would not be surprised, but once again, I really feel like that robotics facility should be coming down shortly, because the Immortal would help a lot, and that observer onto the high ground to be able to spot stuff from the low ground might be nice as well. But nothing of that sort yet. There we go. There's the robotics facility being dropped down. And Stimpack just starting up now. Stimpack takes a long time to make, though. It's 170 seconds to get that completed. And oh my goodness, we're actually having a proxy robotics facility. Oh my gosh, Monchi is just going to be going all out here. That is super, super risky by Monchi. If Polt even moves outside his base, he has a pretty good chance of spotting this. And Monchi, losing that robotics would set him back quite a bit in this game, I feel. Does have his one zealot up with the rest of his army. A couple more gateways on the way. Going up to a 6-gate robo build just to bust down this wall. I actually see this going fairly well for Monchi. Especially Chrono boosting that Immortal out first rather than the Observer going to get it out that much sooner. And with that stim pack not being finished yet, I think Polt's going to find himself in a world of hurt very, very quickly. Stim pack only nearing halfway completed, not even quite there yet. And Monchi is going to have his forces here and in position. Might even have time to get a second Immortal out right before that stim finishes up. I feel like he should start pushing sooner rather than later, however. At this point in time, we do see Polt catching up just a little bit in that harvest account, but once again, that early economic lead is being so crucial right here in this game. And getting a few extra zealots to be able to tank up front. All those extra gateways have now finished dropping an extra pylon too, just to be safe. Make sure one pylon cannot get sniped. Really needs to push out fairly shortly. The stim pack only 40 seconds away from completing at this point. Looks like he might just be waiting for the second Immortal to come out. These two Immortals are going to be able to do so much damage. And indeed, it looks like we are going to be seeing the push-up from Monchi. Monchi just a little bit ahead in that supply count, and that is all in the army. That's all in the army lead. A couple of force fields really need to go down there. There we go. Beautiful force fields going down, stopping those SUVs from repairing the bunkers, getting even more force fields down, dropping a lot of the units inside those force fields. More force fields, beautiful force fields cutting off the units and the SUVs completely. And now it looks like the zealots are just going to town up front in these lines. So many SUVs have died. All the biological forces are almost dead as well. Stim pack just now finishing up. Too late for that, however. Warping in a few extra zealots and targets to start pushing into the space. He's not wasting his time on this expansion. He knows that there is nothing going on here. Gonna go ahead, drop the force field down at the front here to stop any reinforcements from getting out and saving the army. It doesn't look like the orbital command is indeed going to fall. I think that there's going to be too much here. A lot of the SUVs are pulled as well now to try to come into this combat, but they're force fielded off. And there's the GG from Polt. A beautifully executed 6-gate robo timing push from Monchi. That proxy robo, very, very risky. Once again, if that had been scouted and sniped, that would have ended that push. It would have brought us into at least the mid-game. But Monchi, just right on top of that build, pushes in with a huge army. Polt was not prepared for an attack like that and was able to do massive amounts of damage and able to just take the game right off the bat. Once again, a best of 3 series. Always nice to open up with that first game 1. Control is over on Monchi's side, and I will go ahead and bring you guys game 2 in just a moment. This is Coffee Break, signing out.